A walk in the woods and a walk through a Portuguese marketplace? Today we're on the South Coast in Fall River. Stay tuned. At South Shore Family Adventures, we're on a mission to share our favorite hiking trails and outdoor adventures so you can get outside, get some fresh air, and have fun with your kids without the screens and technology. Today we're hiking in the Copicut Woods in Fall River, and the weather was supposed to clear up, and hopefully it still will, but we are hiking in a little bit of drizzle today. But if you have the right gear, it shouldn't stop you from getting out onto the trails. Copicut Woods is located on Indian Town Road in Fall River, Massachusetts. Despite its location just outside the heart of Fall River, this property had the feel of a much more rural destination. We could have been in Vermont. Now, let's get to our proprietary rating system. The Pint Score. We give this trail a 4 for parking because there's a decent-sized lot that holds maybe 10 to 12 cars if everyone parks efficiently. We chose to follow the Horseshoe Trail from the parking lot. This trail takes you into the southeastern Massachusetts Bioreserve before turning and heading back into the Trustees property. Although this trail is well-worn and easy to see, there were no blazes on this part of the trail. It was helpful to have the trail map with us. You can find a link to the trail map in the description below. This part of the trail wasn't terribly exciting, and our kids thought it looked just like any other trail. Lots of trees. There were also several really wet spots that required some creative thinking to get around. Have you been here before? Leave us a comment below letting us know your favorite part. Instead of looking at wet spots on the trail as a deterrent, look at them as a challenge. You have to kind of figure out where you're going to put your foot so that your socks don't get soaked, and you have to kind of be creative about finding a solution around these wet spots. So when you're with your kids, don't make it out to be, a bad thing. Look at it as a challenge and see who can figure out the best way around the wet spot. Another benefit of hiking on a rainy day is that you usually have the place to yourself. So this trail, we haven't passed a soul, and there was nobody in the parking lot, again, because I think the weather's keeping most people away. So if you're willing to brave the weather when most people aren't, you get the whole place to yourself. On the Trustees property, trails were blazed and there were signs and trail maps to help guide you. Much easier to navigate this part of the trail. When you're not sure where you are, let the kids figure it out. This is a great opportunity to teach some map reading skills. We were going to take the Soggy Bottom Trail, especially since it was a rainy, soggy day, but it looked like it was closed off, so we continued on the Meadowhawk Trail. Overall, we give it a 4 for navigation, especially if you stay on the Trustees property. As for the terrain, we also give that a 4. These are pretty standard woodland trails with obstacles like rocks and roots. Trails on the Trustees side are wide and flat for the most part. Many of the trails could be accessed with a jogging stroller, but probably not a regular stroller. There is one part coming up that you could definitely not do with a jogging stroller though, so watch out for that part. This is called the Ed Shed and is used for educational programming. It also made a nice place for a water break and some rest, as well as some shelter from the rain. Okay, so this was by far the best part of the trail. Other than this part, our kids weren't super impressed with this trail, and this is the part you definitely couldn't do with a jogging stroller. However, if you did have a stroller, there are ways around this part. Our kids loved the challenge and excitement of crossing this Indiana Jones-style bridge. Overall, though, we give this trail a 3 for interest level, at least based on the parts we saw. We didn't get to see everything due to the rain and our choice of trails, so we'll definitely have to come back. If you live on the South Coast, this is a great place to come to hike. There's a lot of variety in the trails, and there's about, I think, over 5 miles of trails throughout this park that you could explore. We're just cutting off one small part of it today. However, for the kids, the interest level was fairly low. There wasn't too much to hold their interest, except for that really cool bridge, the log bridge that we got to cross over that you just saw. But other than that, the interest level was maybe a little bit low for the kids, but definitely a place we'll come back when the weather is nicer and maybe not quite so soggy. So we were hoping that the weather was going to clear up, but it's been pretty consistently drizzling the whole time we've been here. However, a little bit of rain shouldn't stop you from getting out on the trails. If you have a rain jacket and some gloves and a hat, and actually maybe some hiking boots are good on a wet, soggy day like this as opposed to sneakers. Note to self, get some hiking boots. But sometimes hiking in the rain is actually better because, again, you have the place to yourself usually, and it's not hot. And I don't know, you can actually enjoy nature in a different way when it's raining out. So don't let a little bit of rain stop you from getting out into nature. We didn't see everything the Trustees side had to offer because we wanted to check out the Bioreserve as well. The Bioreserve turned out to be a fairly standard hiking experience. It was pretty, but very muddy. The Trustees property had more to look at: vernal pools, stone walls, the edge shed, a covered place to rest, and, of course, the coolest water crossing we've found so far, the log bridge. If we go back again, we'd cut out the Bioreserve and stay solely on the Trustees property. There are 5.4 miles of trails at Copicut Woods, and we had planned on covering a lot of it. However, with the rain and the rawness of the day as well as the muddy trails, we ended without exploring the property to the fullest. But that's okay, gives us a reason to go back. Hey guys, did you hear about the restaurant on the moon?
No.
They have great food, but no atmosphere.
Did you already tell us that one?
Alright guys, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was the bridge. Yeah, my favorite part was that big, fast-moving river with the one single big log bridge.
Carlos, what was your favorite part?
Spending time with the family.
One of the best ways to convince your kids to go hiking with you is to go for a treat afterwards. Since we were in Fall River, we checked out the Portuguese Marketplace. It was pretty cool, with a coffee shop, prepared foods, beer and wine, and other Portuguese food items. It's definitely worth checking out if you're in the area. Our kids were impressed by the frozen whole octopus and giant wheels of cheese. Added bonus of this hike, it's within 10 minutes of downtown Fall River, where there's plenty to eat, drink, and do. Before we go on to our next adventure, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone else you think might like it, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss an adventure. We're on a mission to share the best hiking trails and things to do with kids on the South Shore. If you have a suggestion for where we should go next, leave us a comment below. Now here's another great video.